Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. As you see here, I have accumulated some more cars here. A couple of these I had, well, one of them I had, and the others I accumulated along the way. One thing I wanted to do, because it occurred to me I'd never actually done this before, was I wanted to put a Dodge Charger side by side with a Plymouth Roadrunner to kind of compare the two of them, because they're both contemporaries. And I prefer the Roadrunner because I just like the Roadrunner better. I think it has better lines. The Charger is kind of swoopy, kind of bulgy, but I like this one better. And what I want to do eventually is build them both out completely so that they're totally done. Right now they're just cosmetically fixed up. The interior is complete. The body and frame is done. The paint is done, but it needs the mechanical work done. This car came with a V8 OHV mag, which is an engine that I have found personally disappointing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the V8 OHV Hemi for this car. And this one over here, the Roadrunner, there are two possible Roadrunners you can get. There's the 426 Hemi, and there's the Roadrunner 440, which comes with the V8 OHV 6P engine, which is disappointing compared to the Hemi. Now this car has the Hemi engine in it, so that's what I'll be building for this. They're both going to have the same engine when they're done. That's the plan anyway, and I'll compare the two of them to see how they relate. So over here will be the subject for tonight's symposium? Yeah, that's a good word. I did have a request for an RX-7, which I did do a stock RX-7 old school model, which was a mod. But I have acquired the DLC Mazda RX-7 Turbo. This is the more modern version of the car, and I think I actually have another one in storage, because I had the Charger. I mean, the Charger I did last time, I had another one, and that's this car. But I thought I had a spare Roadrunner, but as it happened, I didn't. So I had to go to and from the junkyard several times to find a Roadrunner. And in the process, I picked up 3 RX-7s. Which leaves us with the choice of which one of these to actually complete. I'm going to cosmetically fix up all of them, but I'll only do the full detail restoration on one right here. And then next time, when we come back, I will sell all 3 of them because they'll all be done. So let's go ahead and get these cleaned up, and I have all the body parts bought already, so we can go ahead and assemble them. I think this will be the car we do. This color is not, I noticed this color is not the factory color, but it is the current color, and I am inclined to leave it that way. This is the current and factory color. I think that the factory color for this, yeah, that's pretty much the same color as this one. Yeah, I don't need to have 2 gray ones sitting in here. And this one has like a Mazda racing livery on it or something. I can't really tell from here. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the body parts put on. Okay, that should be that, and this one. Okay, that one should be all set. I'm going to go ahead and, whoops. I'm going to go ahead and paint all of these. That's the livery that's on it. I guess I'll go ahead and leave it. It's not particularly attractive, but I might as well go ahead and do it. I do wish you could do two-tone paint schemes in here instead of just having to rely on whatever livery they give you. This looks kind of neat. What else? Oh, this looks kind of interesting. Let's give it a lot. Let's give it a shot. See what it looks like. We can always paint it back if we don't like it. And this one, we're going to leave this color. I thought I opened the door. There's our rotary engine. It's the only cars that we currently have access to that are DLC. Well, yeah, they're official, in-game cars. DLC stuff that's actually put out by the developer. The RX-7 and the RX-3. The only other car I've encountered that uses the rotary engine is the modded version of the old model RX-7, and it uses the same engine as the RX-3. Whereas this one has the turbo. Okay. It's actually not the order I really intended to do this in, but the front end doesn't have the upper suspension arms, so it comes apart pretty quickly. We've got the rear suspension arm end here, so we'll have a bunch of those to deal with. This is the rear, can't even talk now. The rear wheel drive suspension arm rear end is what we have here. All this rusty old crap. There's a lot of it that there's a lot of this stuff here that I know I can't repair already. So I will try to repair what I can. Usually when I do one of these rear ends, there's because there's two of each arm. The upper and lower and the three, there's a total of 6 rear arms, 3 on each side. And usually what happens is I end up with 3 of them being repaired and 3 of them having to be replaced. So a lot of time, whoops, I gotta get that stupid small bushing out of there. A lot of times I just replace the whole thing because I don't feel like picking through what I can repair and what I can't. Okay, nice pristine body, and frame, for that matter. And what is on here? It's full with the... No, let's get rid of some... I'm going to get rid of a couple of these things. Those things that I just took off are not repairable, and the alternator I'm not going to use. So I might as well just get that off now. Okay, so I know I'm going to need front suspension A, which is this one. And I shouldn't have done this way. Because there's 8 small bushings, and there's going to be 18 large bushings. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 large bushings. Okay, front shock absorber A. Just gonna flush the brakes and buy a whole new set. And the sway bars. Let's see, that's front, rear B, regular front. Okay, rear B, regular front, 2 A's, 2 of those. Tie rods. And we'll go ahead and buy the rack. Okay, what do we have that we needs to replace still? The springs and the hubs, the 4 bearings. Might be able to repair that. I don't think I want to bother. Rear wheel hub and wheel hub 3. Okay, so it was 2 front wheel hubs, 2 rear wheel hubs, 2 3s, 4 of the, 4 of those, 2 of these, front axle knuckle cover. Okay, let's get the gearbox stuff. Probably be able to repair that gearbox, so I'll go ahead and hang on to that for now. I always prefer, I'm going to replace the drive shaft too because it was really red. I always prefer to repair the gearbox and sell it if I can, because it offends me to sell it for like 25 bucks scrap value when I could sell it, repair it, and sell it for $700. Yeah, that gearbox, that drive shaft was 12. Might have been able to repair it, might not. Yeah, those are the pieces. These pieces are the ones that I pulled off the engine. Those are the, not yet, not ready for that. Get rid of the old tie rods. Okay, rear shock absorber A. And I know I need all of these parts because none of the spring parts are repairable except for the caps. And occasionally you end up repairing one of them, which always just seems like adding insult to injury to me. Got to replace that alternator. And the rotary engine takes 4 spark plugs. So we get those. You can't get full. What's the word I want? You can't get the full performance build out on the engine because you can do the spark plugs and the wires, but there's a lot of stuff that you can't do, which really kind of annoys me. See, we repaired that, and it's worth 825 bucks. Scrap value is like $20 to $30. And look how many of these arms we didn't manage to repair. Let's see, it's like both of those. In fact, I think it was all of them. Yeah, it was both A's, both of the rear suspension arms, both of the B's. I guess we repaired the upper suspension arm. Rear drive axle and lower. Now there's 2 stock RX-7 rims. I think this is RX-7B. Was that what it was? No. Yeah, RX-7B. I think I want to try something else. Yeah, there's this RX-7A rim, and I've literally never seen this used on an RX-7, or at least I've never found an RX-7 with this rim on it. So I don't know where that even comes from. Everyone I've ever found has had this one on it. Let's try something different. I'd like something I can put chrome on. Something like that, maybe. It's really flat, though. I wish there was some more relief to it. This one I think looks cool. I like the asymmetrical look to it. I might go ahead and do that. It'll definitely look different. What size are these tires? I think they're 17. Yeah, they're all 17. Let's try this one. And then for tires, they're all 235, 45, 17. I'm going to go with the sport tire on this. I don't think it's going to be, it's not going to be powerful enough to require more traction than that. No, 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 I don't want to do that yet. Let's see, that's one. That's two. That was three, and this is four. It always happens that I screw up somehow and I end up painting one wheel twice, and I don't find it until I get over here. Once again, let me reiterate my desire for another balancing machine. Let's see, 235, 45, 17. 235, 45, 17, so that means these old ones can go. I think these rims are going to look really good on this car. I bet I bought 4 of the wrong disc. Or maybe I didn't buy any brakes. Now that I think about it, I can't remember having bought any brakes at all. Yeah, I think that's going to look really good. Get the rest of them on there. Tell you what, assembling this particular rear end is the biggest pain in the butt, but it's also like the most satisfying when it's done, because it's intricate, and the way it all works together, it's just really like it's like a mechanical work of art when it's all done. It's just doing it is kind of a pain. Oh, I ran out. Didn't I buy like 16 of these things? I only would have used 8 on the back. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be right. I must have bought... I bet I bought too many of the small ones. Because I had enough to get the rear done. But, not enough for this. Which means I miscounted somewhere. Or I pushed the wrong thing. It's okay though, if I buy a few extra bits here and there, I'll have enough to... I'll just have to pay more attention when I'm doing the other cars. I don't overdo it. Because I just hate carrying excess inventory. Did I get the bushing in there? No. Yes, I got it in there, but not on the other side. Yeah, I like that. I like the way that came out. Where are we at now? 72%. I can't remember if the rotary engine takes the starter V8. I did buy a whole bunch of small bushings. That's what happened. Okay, now some of this stuff we'll be able to reuse. Probably won't be able to repair all of it. The sprocket and the chain, of course, will not be reusable. I don't think the counterweight is repairable. The rotors are definitely not. Okay, let's go see what we can repair. So, both rotor housings, the sprocket, the chain, the cover. So we need the rotors and the counterweight. Yeah, we were able to repair that water pump. That's good. There's always all these arms on a rotary engine. I never can remember which is which. I got that belt, yeah. So here's where we start needing to buy stuff. I'm going to get around the other side. The back's not finished. And I need the oil pan. Okay, so we need, let's get oil, the rot oil. I don't know, oh, it's probably because it's just rot. Yeah, I searched for rot A, and it uses the same oil filter on both the RX-3 and the RX-7. Okay, so arm A and arm B. I think this is going to be where we're going to need to get the power steering pump. It's going to be the other belt. You need to look for these manifolds. Roller B, pump V6B. Okay, so we definitely get the turbo and the ignition coil. It's going to be another roller right there. So these manifolds we're going to have to get from the non-performance section. Wires, let's see, wires rot A. Were there wires? Yes, there are. So we need this belt, and we need intake manifold, and the exhaust manifold. There's another pipe that goes on here. So what did I buy? Intake manifold B, rot A. Oh, I think I bought that one. Fuel rail. I don't think there was one here. No. Not even a throttle. Where are you? Let's see. R. No, F. Should be up here. There it is. Which one of these? Throttle rod A. See, this is one that I wish they would add more performance parts to. At least the manifolds and the throttle. You could get more power out of these engines than we could get more power out of these engines than we can, because we only managed to get like this pump and the alternator and the turbo and the spark plugs, the ignition, clutch. There's so much other stuff that we could put on here that would make sense. Alright, first thing we do on a new engine is put oil in it. I know that there's an exhaust pipe that I'm going to need to buy here, because you can't put this pipe on until the engine is in the car. And front exhaust section, rot A, and they don't have it here. Yeah. Keep checking even though I know it's not there. There's a different one too, because this is the one for the turbo and this is the one for the RX-3, with the front exhaust section just connects straight to the side of the engine. And this drive shaft should complete the car at this point. I really like those wheels on here. Yeah, those came out really well. Really pleased with that. Oh dear, 99%. So what did I miss? Oh, bloody hell. And I made a point to buy the damn thing, too. I forgot to put it on. Okay, now we can flip this thing to the dyno and test it. Oh my god, it looks good! Oh my god, it looks good! I'm so pleased with that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a really, really nice color. Oh, I love it. So at 291, probably get 3, maybe, I don't think we'll even get 400. Let's see. Expect to even get that much. Wait, because I'm not going to be able. I don't want to move the other cars. We won't be able to. Won't be able to get in it. Won't be able to get in it once it's back over there, because I'm going to put it back on the lifter on C. I'm so pleased with this color. My God, it looks so good. And the interior looks nice and sharp. It's got, I mean, it still has analog controls. It's old enough to still have analog controls. And it has a manual shifter. You can see it has a clutch. So many of these cars I build have automatic. So many of these cars I build, you put a clutch in everything. But then you get into the car and it's an automatic transmission. There's no clutch pedal. And it's always like, oh, what were they thinking? The car looks so much better under the light than it does in here. I guess the lights in here are not as good. Let's take it for a drive real quick. And I want that one. Okay, here we are inside the car. Let's get out here and take a look. You know, out here it doesn't look quite as impressive. Never really noticed those other cars out there. That yellow one, those look like generic sedans out there, but that looks kind of like a Mustang. Not a Mustang, looks kind of like a Celica sedan, the kind with a trunk rather than a hatchback. It's kind of interesting. Never really bothered to look at that before. I wonder if I can back up from here. I bet you can't. Huh. I have to try that one of these days. Alright, this doesn't look as nice out here as it did indoors. It's darker. Very, very deep red, kind of a, yeah, I don't know what to describe it. I want to say like a beet, like a dark russet, reddish, ruddy reddish, like a late sunset kind of color. I like it though. I like anything that's red. Alright, let's go. Every single one of these cars wants to pull one side or the other. Looks funny with nobody in it though. Yeah, it's definitely going pretty well. What are we up to 160? Where's the end? It's coming. So 166, almost 170, and it's tracking nice and straight. That's good. Yeah, that's definitely good.